Shannon Sharpe said the GOAT debate is over between Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes after his blowout loss to the Eagles and Brady having far more Super Bowls. Ryan Clark called out his hypocrisy for pushing LeBron as the GOAT over Michael Jordan.
He gets to 5, maybe we can revisit this guy. Right. I think down the road, if we get down the road, guys, and he can get to 6, we might have to, if he can get to 7. Right. Because I thought if he won this one, Stephen A., a 3-peat, wins another one, guys, 5. And in the course of winning 5, and in that 5 there was a 3-peat, it's not that he lost, it's how he's losing.
That's right.
I mean, 31-9, 40-22. And y'all know I don't like empty calories. I like to eat nutritious food. Chicken breasts, you know what I'm saying? Lean custody. That's empty calories. That's Twinkies. That's cupcakes. That's donuts. Those are empty calories. And then you look at Patrick Mahomes' stats, you see 257, 3 touchdowns. But come on, guys. At one point in time, that score was 40-6. That game wasn't no 40-22 game. No. That was a 40 ass whipping.
Yes.
And the Eagles laid it on them. So you're right. Until for the next 5 years, ain't no more GOAT conversation. Ain't no GOAT talk.
One, Shannon Sharpe, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because you've been carrying on a GOAT debate for a man that spent 8 years in the place and never won a championship. And then when he went to team up with his homeboys, the Banana Boat boys, Dirk Nowitzki shot 1 foot fallaways and put him out of his misery. And then the next year, they was getting beat. He was cramping up in San Antonio. And if it wasn't for balls hitting the rim and people kicking the football out to Ray Allen, he lose that one too, and he played terrible. So for you to say that it could be tabled or that he had to do so much to get back into the conversation, you got to choose a side. You got to say you out here caping for the GOAT James all the time, or that GOAT conversation should have been tabled a long time ago as well. Because according to you, getting to the championship, all of those times is supposed to matter. There could be a ton of his career left where he gets back to this moment. And because he didn't shine every time he got there, a lot like a guy we know, Shannon, that you cape for every single day. The only person you have caped for more than LeBron James is your brother, and your brother actually deserved it. And so for me, it is not tabled. It's a bad night. Absolutely. But it does not erase all the things that Patrick Mahomes has accomplished. And it better count to you, Shannon, because it's your argument
I gotta let
every
Shannon
single
time.
time.
Go ahead, Shannon. Floor is yours, because you got a lot of explaining to do right there.
It does.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can have this conversation currently because Tom has 7, Patrick has 3. Now, let's see if he gets another regular season MVP. Let's see if he can win another Super Bowl MVP. Because we just can't look at the championships. We have to look at everything. LeBron is a 13-time first-team All-NBA selection. He's a 21-time All-Star game starter. So I'm looking at LeBron James in its totality. If you just, and again, we just can't look at it, guys, as championships. And Stephen A., you and we talk about this. It just can't be championships, because if that's the case, we got to bring Robert Orr into the discussion because he has 7. And a lot of those Celtics players have 10, have 6, have 5. So we look at the total body of work.
Shannon Sharpe said it's about the total accolades when deciding who's better. Okay. Well, Jordan has more championships, regular season MVPs, finals MVPs, defensive player of the years, all defensive selections, scoring titles, all while playing 7 less seasons than LeBron and retiring in the middle of his prime. And then Shannon tried devaluing championships by bringing up Robert Horry and Bill Russell.
It just can't be championships. That's the case. We got to bring Robert Orr into the discussion. Those Celtics.
But you can do the same thing with longevity. I guess Kareem and Karl Malone were the greatest ever since they had the most points and records before LeBron. When it comes to championships, obviously it's about leading your team to the championships and being the best player, not just the ring itself. But Shannon has to play these tricks on whoever he's debating to keep his argument alive. Shannon also made the point that it was how Mahomes has lost that ended the GOAT debate. Well, LeBron got swept by the Spurs, melted down against Dallas, lost by a record margin to the Spurs again, then lost in 5, and got swept by Golden State. By Shannon's own arguments, the way LeBron has lost would put him out of the GOAT debate. And I already know what you're going to say. He faced some very stiff competition, which is true. But the whole point with MJ is that he was the stiff competition. He was the Spurs. He was the Warriors. He was the player that was impossible to beat. But he became that after losing to the Celtics dynasty and beating the Lakers dynasty. LeBron being a great player in his older years doesn't make him the greatest player of all time. It makes his career much more accomplished, but for Tom Brady, it wasn't just that he was playing well at an older age compared to everyone else. It's that he was still leading his team to Super Bowls. That's why he's the best quarterback ever. But LeBron fans know this. That's why they put LeBron above Steph and Kevin Durant. Because he has more finals MVPs, championships, regular season MVPs, all NBA selections. The only time those awards don't matter is when it comes to Michael Jordan, because he's the one player that LeBron can't beat. And if someone like Steph played longer than LeBron at a high level, Shannon would never say that makes them better than LeBron, even if he broke some of his longevity career records. What makes a player the greatest of all time is the same in every sport. It's about winning, being the most dominant, and having the greatest positive impact at what you do. Michael Jordan did all of those things and dominated on both ends of the court better than anyone else at their peak. That's why he's the GOAT.